try to howl for the wolves. There is a wolf pack here. Just this morning, a friend who has a camp down at the bottom of this hill saw some fresh tracks. So I know there's a wolf around here. We're going to see if we can get it to respond.
We've all heard of the horse whisperer. Now, meet the wolf howler. We're deep in the middle of the very buggy Ottawa National Forest in the western part of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and wildlife activist Nancy Warren talks to the wolves. She also fights for them, part of a growing number of people outraged at the state of Michigan's plan to hunt wolves this fall. Once extinct up here, now numbering around 700.
What is behind this wolf hunt in Michigan?
I believe it's all ignorance and hatred for the wolf. It has little to do with science. DNR is purporting that the purpose for this hunt is to reduce conflicts. And as you can see, we are in the middle of the Ottawa. These wolves are nowhere near any farms or create any kind of risk to human safety, yet they will be hunted as well. The pack that uses this territory will be hunted.
State officials say the wolf population has grown too fast and that wolves have lost their fear of humans in some parts of the UP. Dogs and livestock have been lost, and in the town of Ironwood, people claim that wolves are frequently showing up in backyards.
I've seen one in my neighborhood, and I live in a residential area, basically 3 blocks from the highway, and there's been one in my backyard. My son lives by the cemetery, and he saw a black one just last week walking in the cemetery, and I guess one of my neighbors next to a rental house I have in town also saw a wolf in his house right on Lowell Street, and that's a heavily populated area for Ironwood.
Sometimes, rarely, you do see wolves. On a previous trip to the UP, I came across 3 of them crossing a highway in Baraga County. But for the most part, in most of the UP, wolves may occasionally be heard howling off in the distance, but are seldom seen except on trail cameras set up deep in the woods, like in these photos. That's why the hunting season just doesn't make sense to many.
It's really rare to see a wolf, and when you do, it's just a beautiful sight. So I'd love to see a wolf, but not very often. And if we do see them around here, they leave our animals alone and they don't bother them.
Jim and Jackie Winkowski raise and race sled dogs in Marquette County. They're not the least worried about wolves, and though wolves are nearby, they've caused no problems.
Well, the reason I don't think there's a need for a wolf hunt, first of all, the population is low. It's under 700 animals with the last count by the DNR. And there are so many non-lethal measures that can be used, and lethal measures as well. Any problem wolf can be taken out for just about any reason.
Not far from Ironwood, Sandy Latinen also opposes the wolf hunt. She has a small dog and a horse wandering about her property. Wolves have caused no problems there either.
You have to spend some time up in the UP to see how politicized this whole issue has become. A legislator from Ironwood has publicly said that residents in his community are literally afraid to send their kids out to play or to go out on the streets because there are so many wolves in town. We found absolutely no evidence of that. And so many of the claims about animals and dogs being taken by wolves, although there have been a few, are greatly exaggerated or often just completely fabricated. There's big money involved. So-called sportsmen's groups, hunters who argue that their right to kill animals is at stake, and then all of the wolf supporters who have argued successfully, at least enough to get a petition drive going, to put this on the Michigan ballot. But as it stands right now, that election won't happen till November. The hunt will begin before that.
Back to our wolf howling experiment. We never did get one to answer that day, but we did find some, evidence that wolves were nearby.
All right here we have some wolf scat. Right here.
Oh boy, my first wolf poop.
Wolf poop. It boggles my mind, and there's just no scientific need for it at this point. We have the tools necessary to manage conflicts. We only have 658 animals in the whole UP. So if we turn around and we say, okay, we have 658 animals, would we be talking about a bear hunt or even a deer hunt if we had that few of those animals? So if we only had 1,000 or even 10,000 deer, people would be up in arms saying we need to do something to protect the deer, or 1,000 bears. But instead we've got 10,000 bears and we've got 658 wolves. And I don't understand why someone would feel with that low of a number we need to kill them for hunting season, for sport.
Roadtreking across North America from Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I'm Mike Wendland. Thanks for watching.